In the third book of the Lantern trilogy, the Lantern, Keeper of Ember. A single ember, an ember that should not exist, awakens, causing a chain of events that pulls the young Ember Keeper and his companions toward a confrontation with ancient shadows. This is a story about power we fear, power we do not understand, and ultimately, the power we choose. From the moment the ember ignites, its light draws attention, both wondrous and dangerous. We meet Elvo, a young man bound to the ember's radiance, and together they become the focus of forces older than the boundary itself. And it awakens shadows long thought sealed. As the sky fractures, valleys darken, and shadow hunts stir, the Ember Keeper must train under conditions no keeper has ever faced. The Ember becomes both mentor and test, offering lessons in control, humility, and the cost of wielding light meant for more than one world. But every lesson echoes a warning: shadow is not defeated, only waiting. The emergence of the Sovereign, the ancient wool of shadow, marks the turning point. A presence vast enough to reshape worlds. An entity patient enough to wait for the perfect moment to strike. Across fractured skies, shadow tunnels, and a boundary that can no longer hold, the Keeper and his allies face the Sovereign's gambits. Each one more precise, more devastating, and more personal. And with every clash of ember and shadow, the Keeper learns a harsh truth: light alone isn't enough. Balance is the only path. Guided by the faint echoes of Kai, lessons from the seal, and the guardians who once stood watch, the Ember Keeper begins to understand the ember's purpose. Not as a weapon, not as salvation, but as a bridge between worlds, between selves, between shadow and light. When the Sovereign's true form emerges, the final battles are not just fought with power, but with identity. With choice. With the fragile hope that the boundary, this thin line between worlds, can be restored. And in the end, victory is not absolute. Shadows retreat, but they never vanish. The boundary closes, yet whispers remain. The ember still stirs. The Lantern, Keeper of Ember is a story of growth, responsibility, and the courage to face darkness within and without. It reminds us that every light casts a shadow, and every shadow can be transformed. Understanding that light and darkness always exist together.